You're listening to Do This First, a daily personal development podcast that focuses on science-backed, actionable steps towards your best year ever. Hi, I'm Sandy, your host. Today we're learning leadership lessons from Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln was the 16th President of the United States and led the nation through uncertain and volatile times. A lawyer by trade, he was born in Kentucky and had an impressive command of the English language. Many phrases we use today were coined by Abraham Lincoln, such as, "A house divided cannot stand," "Broken by it I too may be, bow to it I never will." Always bear in mind that your own resolution to succeed is more important than any other one thing. All phrases coined by Abraham Lincoln. But his life was plagued with tragedies. When he was 9, his mother died. His father left Lincoln and his younger sister in Indiana, while he went back to Kentucky to find a wife. The kids survived on nuts and killed squirrels. In 1832, he lost his job, and the following year, he lost the love of his life. Honest Abe failed in business, was defeated over half a dozen times in his public office runs, and battled depression. During the Civil War, he lost his son, and his wife's deteriorating mental health compounded an already difficult time. Yet, he did find the will to press on in the midst of insurmountable obstacles. Abraham Lincoln was not a perfect leader by any means, and had several notable flaws. One of Lincoln's notable shortcomings was his difficulty in handling criticism and opposition from his political rivals. Lincoln was known to be sensitive to criticism and often took personal offense to attacks on his character and leadership. This sensitivity sometimes led Lincoln to make impulsive decisions in response to criticism, further fueling tensions and conflicts with his opponents. President Lincoln also mishandled civil liberties during the war. He unbelievably suspended habeas corpus and imprisoned political dissidents. Critics argue that Lincoln's actions were a violation of individual rights and freedoms, and that he overstepped his authority in the name of national security. While Lincoln believed he was acting in the best interest of the country, his actions did raise questions about the limits of executive power and the protection of civil liberties during times of crises. All this is being said to assure you that President Lincoln was very much human and flawed, like everyone walking planet Earth. Our historical figures and leaders often benefit from the halo effect. For clarity, the halo effect is a cognitive bias in which one positive attribute of a person or entity influences an individual's overall perception and evaluation of that person or entity as being wholly positive. This bias can lead to individuals disregarding potential flaws. However, as many of us know, it is more comforting and relatable when we find that our storied icons were normal people just like us. Some of the best lessons learned are hard-earned, and Lincoln's life was a testament to that. Here are 6 amazing leadership lessons from President Abraham Lincoln's life that are worth noting as you continue to move forward. Number 1, strategic vision. Lincoln's strategic vision and long-term thinking were instrumental in shaping the course of history. He understood the importance of setting clear goals and developing a comprehensive plan to achieve them. His strategic approach to leadership helped him stay focused on the big picture and effectively manage the complexities of leading a nation during a time of war and upheaval. Number 2, be a lifelong student. Abraham Lincoln did not have the political nor military experience usually associated with leading a nation. His formal education was merely like a year or so. Abraham Lincoln was primarily self-taught. What he did have was the hunger to learn. He kept asking himself how he could improve and be better, and then he sought out to do so, and he did. Number 3, keep your enemies closer. Lincoln was known to have a circle of detractors at close proximity as he reveled in being able to convert them into allies. One of his famous quotes speaks to this. "Do I not destroy my enemies when I make them my friend?" One enemy, Salmon P. Chase, went as far as to circulate negative propaganda on the then president in hopes of securing support for a presidential run. Another benefit of keeping non-supporters close is it allows for better insight into their motivations and potential actions. This knowledge can be leveraged to anticipate their moves, mitigate potential threats, and even potentially turn them into allies like Abraham Lincoln did. Additionally, surrounding yourself with people that can argue with you as a leader will help you refine your reasoning behind decisions and sharpen your communication skills. It will also help you see any aspects of a situation that you've missed. It is also a great way to short-circuit inherent bias. Number 4, show kindness. Lincoln's tough upbringing and numerous struggles as an adult made him surprisingly empathetic and kind towards others. He was known for giving people that made mistakes or had wronged him multiple opportunities to get it right. He was never really disrespectful toward his opponents, though he had strong opinions. His aim was always to understand. Number 5, unwavering commitment. President Lincoln was passionate about democracy and freedom. During the last years of the Civil War, the public support was waning as there were family members fighting on opposite ends, scarcity in food, riots, inflation, and utter desperation. In an unprecedented turn of style, Lincoln decided to start a letter-writing campaign to the populace. He assured the people of the important steps being taken to protect freedom. His persuasiveness and outreach to the common people helped shape public opinion and gain support. Number 6, decisive. Lincoln's appeasing and humble ways are often highlighted by historians. However, it was his decisive actions during his presidency that shaped his legacy. Starting with the issuance of the Emancipation Proclamation in 1863, the executive order declared that all slaves in Confederate-held territory were to be set free, and it fundamentally changed the nature of the Civil War by making the abolition of slavery a central goal of the Union war effort. He also made significant contributions to the economic and social development of the nation during his presidency. In 1862, Lincoln signed the Homestead Act into law, which granted 100 acres of land to settlers in the West in exchange for a small fee. This policy helped to spur westward expansion and settlement, laying the groundwork for the economic growth and prosperity of the United States in the years to come. Abraham Lincoln is almost always ranked as one of the greatest presidents of all time, if not the greatest. He was an emotional and well-meaning person that made decisions that aligned with his values. His life was fairly tragic, as was his end. Yet his accomplishments have stood the test of time, shaping an enduring and inspiring legacy, unrivaled even over 150 years later. If you like what you're hearing, don't forget to leave a review, follow and subscribe to my YouTube channel at Do This First. You can also read a full transcript of this podcast episode and all 130 podcast episodes and counting on my blog, tothisfirst.life. You can also sign up for my new weekly newsletter, which will help you get your week started on a positive note. And I'll also provide updates on coaching, books, merch, and my public speaking engagements as they become available. Till tomorrow. Moving past the